Like, if you don't get one of these, you're not a good person. If you don't get one of these, we're going to deny you care. And it got hotter and hotter as the summer came on. And I'm like, how am I going to take care of these patients that didn't get the shot when they get sick with COVID? And that's because I'm like, what if our hospital closes the door? And I joked and said, we're going to put a tent in a cornfield and we'll take care of them. Gosh darn it, we're going to do that. And so I saw the writing on the wall that I was going to get fired, as Houston Methodist got sued over the vax mandates, and it got reinforced. So that was kind of one thing going on. And then I was learning more about ivermectin from like early 21, and I would write it early 21 and no one did anything. They didn't say much. I was underdosing it at the time. And then as the doses got more appropriate, the next wave hit, I treated 2 patients with it and they did outstanding. One of them went from 80% oxygen to room air in 3 days, which never happened to anyone ever in the whole pandemic. And instead of asking me what I did to get that great outcome, they took it off the shelf the next week. They were canceling my orders, and I would have somebody in front of me that I would have to intubate, that we just did our darndest to help with blood thinners and steroids and all of the things. And I couldn't look people in the eye and say, I'm doing the best for you, and intubate them knowing that there was something that could help them. So it just came to a head in 21. The hospital started telling me to pipe down on social media. So that's when I started getting loud on Twitter and started posting things. I'm against vaccine mandates. This is wrong. And for people out there, the censorship, like taking me down on Twitter, didn't affect my day to day. It's the people that I knew and my colleagues saying, be quiet, stop talking about this. That's the uncomfortable stuff. That was the problem. My ICU medical director walked through one day. I had more patients than beds in the ICU. So I'd been hustling. I took 5 minutes to sit down and have lunch. And she came in and texted me, didn't even address me in person, texted me, I see you're sitting with a vaccinated person. You don't have a mask on. That's against policy. And I literally thought back to the 1950s when there was segregation. And I'm like, this isn't happening. I'm not going to be treated like a second-class citizen because I didn't go down the road of pharma juice.